Hey guys, how are you? This video I think is gonna be my last one for 2016, or maybe this video will go up at the beginning of 2017, but this is gonna be my yearly favorites, best of beauty. This month I did a best of beauty just mentioning foundation, but this is gonna be everything I discovered 2016 or maybe at the end of 2015 and I'm loving and I'm obsessed with. So if you wanna see what my yearly favorites are, just keep on watching. Let's just start with primer, which is the first product that you put on your face after skincare. The one that I've been loving this year, it's been the Belle Mineral Primer by Hourglass. I bought this about more than a year ago, but on 2016 I rediscovered it in my collection and I loved it even more than when I purchased it. You can tell because I'm almost running out of it. This primer is amazing. It just makes your foundation last longer. It's so silky and smooth, blurs out your pores without being a pore filling primer. So after primer comes foundation, and foundation, you guys know what my favorite is if you already watched that video. If you didn't, I'm gonna link it down below. That has been my favorite foundation for the past since I started using it, so I don't even remember, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. That foundation is holy grail status for me. This one is one that I discovered at the end of 2015. I think I put it on my yearly favorites, but I'm gonna mention it again. I'm wearing it today. This foundation is bomb. I love it. It's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation and I have it in the color sand. I'm really fair right now, but I love having darker foundation and then lighten it, because if you lighten it with the concealer, you kind of get more dimension to your face than if you would use a white foundation, a whiter concealer, and then just bronze. So this will make you bronzy right away and then you lighten the parts that you need to lighten with the concealer. So this foundation, holy grail status for me too. Not better than that one, because that one I tend to turn to every time I don't know what to use, because that's like my safe place. But this one, every time I use it, every time I fall in love with it again. It's just amazing and I discovered it at the end of 2015. Okay guys, so after foundation comes concealer, and concealer, always the same one for me, is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I always use the shade Custard and Ginger, and I switch them up depending on my skin color or if I want to cover blemishes or just highlight. But this year I discovered the Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm using this one on my pimples because I just have the shade medium and I haven't been able to find a lighter shade for me. But this concealer, the coverage is amazing, the consistency is amazing. One thing I really love about it is the huge doe foot applicator that it has. You just use like 3 dots of it and you'll be set. It's just an amazing concealer, full coverage, blends like a dream. I love it with a wet sponge. I know people are saying that it doesn't cover with a wet sponge. In my case, it always works. Another base product to use with my favorite foundation, which is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, or when my skin is sort of dry, it's the Cover FX Custom Infusion Drops in the hydration ones. I think any of these drops will work to make your foundation lighter or just more emollient. I love them. I just put like 2 or 1 drop or 3 drops depending on how my skin is. I also use it on my clients. This is amazing to make your foundation better, lighter, hydrated. The Estee Lauder is a really dry foundation, which makes it really long wearing. But this makes it perfect in my opinion when I have little bit of dryness around my nose or stuff like that you will enhance with a drier foundation. So this will make the foundation the perfect consistency. It will make it have the perfect hydration. You can use it by itself, but I love to mix it with my foundation. This looks disgusting, but I've been loving it. This is my Beauty Junkie sponge. I can't live without this now. I love the Beauty Blender, I really do. But sometimes you want a new sponge and you don't want to pay $20 to get it again. It's still my favorite. I still can't live without a beauty blender. I have one. But this is for every day. I use it for clients. I always have it on my kit. I always have it in stock and I buy ridiculous amounts of it because I'm obsessed with this. It doesn't last as long as the beauty blender, as you can see, even though I think my dog got this one. But I just wanted to show you. It has the same shape as the Real Technique sponge, but this is a black one. And I don't know, it's just, it doesn't soak up that much product like the other cheaper beauty blenders. This is why I love it. I don't like that it gets stiff on the tip. When you wash it, it goes back to normal. Yeah, this has been my favorite sponge of the year, like a discovery of the year. Okay, so for bronzer, I have a few. This one was a late discovery because I just bought this about a month and a half ago, but I've been using it every day since I got it. This is amazing. This is the Milk bronzer in the color Baked, like a stick bronzer, but I use it with a brush. I apply it with a dual fiber small brush. This bronzer, I have it on my face today before the powder bronzer. The way it sets, the way it's just powdery, amazing goodness. I love it. It makes you warm. It's not gonna work with darker skin tones because it's a lighter, medium to light bronzer, but it's so natural on the skin. It blends like a dream. I don't like using it straight from the tube. I like using it with a brush, and it blends beautifully with just the brush. I don't even have to go with my sponge after I use the brush. I'm obsessed with it. I didn't use cream bronzer before. The only one I used to use a long time ago, and sometimes I go back to, is the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel, which is beautiful, but I find it to be yellowy. This one, it's not cool tone, not super warm, it's just perfect. You need to go pick it up. Of all of these products, now I was gonna lie, I love them all, but this was a surprise for me, let's put it that way. A surprise because I never use cream bronzer and I don't like using cream products that often. For powder bronzer, I know I mentioned two last year. I still feel the same about the chocolate bronzer by Too Faced. I have the medium shade and I put it in this palette because that's how much I love it. And I also use, I think it's the Sunny bronzer by Too Faced too. I use this a lot. These two are favorites. The discovery of this year was the Butter bronzer by Physicians Formula. And since I discovered this one, I can't put it down. I love the smell. The other one is chocolate smell, but this is like fake coconut, but in a good way, like a pina colada kind of scent. And I'm obsessed with it. It's in the color bronzer and it's only $14. That bronzer is super smooth. It's not extra dark. It's not super light. I wish they came out with a darker shade because that would be bomb for when you're super tan. It blends like a dream. It's the bronzer that I'm wearing today on top of the Milk bronzer. And it's goals. It's just bronzer goals. For blush, I'm not gonna lie, Madly is still my favorite, Luster still my favorite, and Warm Soul by MAC, they're still my favorite. I discovered this blush that comes in the Jaclyn Hill palette that's called Amaretto. I love that. Let me get it. Okay, so the thing about this palette is that it's limited edition and they came back up with it at the end of November, but it was limited edition still, so I don't know if they're gonna keep bringing it back. I don't think so. This is Amaretto, this blush right here. I love it. It looks a lot like the one that I'm wearing today. This one is also from Becca and it's Sunbird. It's beautiful and I think it's permanent. So if you can't get Amaretto or if you couldn't get it, just get Sunbird and it's gonna give you almost the same effect. This one is more peachy and that one is more browny, but they're both beautiful. And if you can get this one, then just go get that one and pat yourself in the back because there's nothing you can do now. And this palette, I'm gonna run out of it and I'm not gonna be able to get it again. For eyeshadow, I mentioned the Stila in the Light palette. I think that one was discontinued. I still love that eyeshadow palette and I use it and I've hit pan in like 4 eyeshadows already. I know it's dying, it's never coming back. An eyeshadow palette that I've been loving, obsessed with, to die for, to kill for, is the Dolce Vita palette by Charlotte Tilbury. It's everything and more that you want in an eyeshadow. I did a tutorial using this eyeshadow palette. It's in Spanish, but I'm gonna link it down below and I'm gonna link my last year favorites down below too so that you can see what I say about the other products that I'm not mentioning on this one. But this palette, if I had to choose one palette forever to use every day, it would be this one by far. If I just had the choice to have 4 eyeshadows in my life, it would be these 4. And I love a lot of other eyeshadows, but if I had to choose, it would be this one. So after telling you that, I have to show you the other two palettes that I discovered 2016. One is limited edition or a special edition or something like that. And then the other one is not. This is no surprise. This is the Modern Renaissance palette. You have seen this everywhere. If you love everyday colors and you like warm shades and you want bold, warm shades, then this is the palette for you. And the funny story is that a friend of mine got it by mistake because she ordered it by mistake. She kept it. She said I needed it. I bought it. I'm obsessed. I take it with me everywhere. I used to take the Lorac palettes, the 1 and 2, and I would be done, set. Because those two palettes are amazing. They're still amazing. This one and the other one that I'm gonna show you with the Dolce Vita palettes are the palettes that I take with me everywhere. So the other one that I'm talking about, I already did like 2 videos with it or 3 videos with it. I don't know, like a review in Spanish, a tutorial in English, doing 2 looks or something like that. I adore this palette. So they go in this order. First, I would go with the Dolce Vita, then with this one, then with the Modern Renaissance or a Makeup Geek eyeshadow palette created by me. This palette is so pigmented and so beautiful, and that's barely touching the eyeshadows. I would keep repurchasing it if they made it permanent every time I ran out of it. I love Anastasia eyeshadows, and I discovered them this year, and I still love my Makeup Geek. I think they're affordable and amazing. They're way better than a lot of high-end eyeshadows that I have, but those 2 palettes are bomb. So if you can get your hands on them, try them. Okay, so last year I mentioned Dim Light as a powder, and I still love it. Now it's an everyday thing with a MAC 187, which is a dual fiber brush. I just use it after I apply my makeup. I buff my Dim Light powder. But on Black Friday, you already saw the haul. I got the Laura Mercier Candle Glow powder, and this powder you only need the tiniest amount because you barely see that I've used it, and I've used it with the same dual fiber brush. I mix it. I still go between the 2. I use the Dim Light and I use this one, and I still love the Dim Light. I just mentioned it the last year favorite, so I don't want to talk about it again because you guys know and you have seen me using it a lot. But the Candle Glow powder, it's beautiful because it's warmer, and sometimes you just want a warmer all over look. I'm wearing it today. This, you won't really see it on the skin, but you'll notice if you do your makeup every day and you add this to your routine, how soft your makeup looks after you buff it with a powder like this. And it just looks radiant, and like I said before, it's like a Fix Plus in a powder, and I love Fix Plus. I still use it. I've run out of it a lot this year. Like I finished I think 2 or 3 of those. I prefer the powder because sometimes with the Fix Plus, if the mascara is not waterproof and you forget to apply it and you apply it after mascara, then your mascara will run a little bit or touch your face and make a mess. I prefer the powder, and that powder is bomb. I sometimes use ethereal light under my eyes or mood light on top of my blush. I mix them all and I'm obsessed with them. I still haven't gotten around to get radiant light in the big size because if you saw my video about the price, I'm still breathing. Woosah. When I get it, I'm gonna do like a duping video. So I'm gonna buff one side with radiant light and the other one with the Candle Glow No. 3 powder and see which one works better. But yeah, I love the Candle Glow by Laura Mercier. For highlight this year, I've used these 2 and I love them. This one is limited edition, but sometimes Dior comes up with similar ones with different names, so just be on the lookout for it. This is the Dior Skin Nude Air Glowing Gardens in Glowing Nude, and this is beautiful because it has a little bit of a pinky shade. It's gold but pink in a way, I don't know. But this highlight, it's perfection. You only need a little bit, and this one, it's like one of those powders that you save and put aside and you don't even want to touch because you know it's limited edition. So yeah, that powder, holy grail for me, and this has been my go-to highlight. I'm not wearing highlight right now. I'm just wearing a little bit of the Pearl Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector powder, and you can see it right there, just a tiny bit. But I didn't want to go overboard because I'm sort of in a stage where I don't love metallic-y highlight. like these two. This can look natural too, depending on how you apply it, as natural as highlight can look. But this has been my favorite. I take it with me everywhere. It's so easy to travel with it. I love applying it on my clients. It's extra gold. This is the glowing nudes and this is the gilded honey. So those two are beautiful. I'm just not that into right now the extra AF highlight, but when I go back to it, because I know I will, I'll be hooked with these two. And Opal, of course, that was my last year favorite, but Opal and Champagne Pop are both still favorites. So like I said, I've been over the super metallic-y highlight on the cheekbones, the nose and everything, but you know, we change our things and we fall in love with different things when we love makeup. And I've been obsessed with the inner corner highlight, obsessed. And the brighter it looks, the more I love it. Today I have Pearl by Becca with Fix Plus, and it looks beautiful, it looks popping in my opinion. But my favorite of the year, this is why I put it on this palette, is the Stila Kitten eyeshadow. What's magical about that eyeshadow is that you can put it all over the lid and then put a darker shade in the outer part, and it will make your eyes look huge. And if you want it super intense, you can put a Fix Plus on it, and it's just a godsend. It's just beautiful eyeshadow. Really versatile. You can use it even as a highlight. It's just an amazing eyeshadow. Okay, so for lips, I have a few things, and it's incredible, but none of these I mentioned last year. I still love Enchanted One lipstick by MAC. Last year I had a melted Too Faced lipstick, but it was in nude, and I still love it. But funny, I didn't use it as much as the year before this year. But I fell in love with Chihuahua. The name is kind of fucked up. It's called Melted Chihuahua, and I'm gonna swatch them all in the back of my hand. So that one is Melted Chihuahua. I've been using it. I've been loving it, to be honest. I've been really loving it. It's one of my favorite colors. And I still love the formula, because you guys know that liquid lips are still strong, but the trend is dying a little bit because people love long wearing lipstick, but they don't like looking crusty and disgusting. And I love liquid lips, I love them, but they're super crusty on my lips. I made a video about it, I think it was in Spanish, I don't know. But everything I mentioned here, the videos related to it, they will be in the description box below. So this formula, I think it's an amazing formula. Another one that I've been loving, and this is a liquid lip, but it's not extra drying. It's Celebrity Skin by Jeffree Star. I think this one looks a lot like Chihuahua, but it's more sort of a brownier shade, and it dries a little bit more brown, but they're still on the same family. Last year I mentioned a Lipsurgence by Tarte. It was called Lucky, and it was a matte Lipsurgence. That died. I ran out of it, and I think it was discontinued because I couldn't find it. The one that I'm loving right now is the Tarte Energy one. This one gets pinky on my lips, but a pinky like you're flushed, and I love that. You can see it right there. It will transform to a more pink shade, I think. What I love about this lip product is that they are minty and comfortable on the lips. You can just apply them without having a mirror closed, and it will make your lips feel hydrated and plumped and beautiful. It's not a lip plumper, but it will make your lips feel fresh and youthful. On the search of that perfect MAC lipstick, nude lipstick, I found these two, Honeylove and Pechstock, and since I got them, I have to make myself stop wearing them. The Pechstock is in satin, the Honeylove is in matte. Pechstock, I have a lip gloss. I have just a little bit left. So when I found out that they brought this lipstick to the regular MAC stores and you didn't have to go to a pro store to get it, and it's a satin finish, so it's not gonna be super drying. So that's Pechstock. It's really pale, but it's really pretty. And then another one that I've been loving is Honeylove by MAC, and this one has more of a pinky nude shade because Pechstock is peach, and I love both of them. So this is Pechstock and this is Honeylove. Another liquid lip that I love the shade, I love it. I can mix it with nude lipstick or liquid lipsticks and it will look even more beautiful on my skin. When I use it on darker skin clients, they love it because it looks nude on them. So it's Ashton by Anastasia, and I'm gonna put it right here so that you can see it next to Melted Chihuahua. It dries super matte, but it's just a beautiful shade, beautiful like brick shade. It's the first one. So this year I saw that they came up with this one, and since I finished my Sophia about 3 months ago, I've been dying to try out another Buxom lip color. Kathleen Light mentioned that she loves White Russian, so I got this limited edition packaging and I love it. It's what I'm wearing today. I'm just wearing that. I'm not wearing anything else, and it's just beautiful pink. It's so comfortable on the lips. It's sticky, but I don't mind stickiness. And I think the Buxom lip glosses are the best formula of lip glosses out there. The smell is like vanilla, but it has a minty feel on the lips. It's the last one right there. You can see it right there. It's just beautiful. It looks amazing on top of any other lip. I think this video is gonna be like 30 minutes long. These blending brushes by LUXIE, the 231, the 205, and the 235, love them. Can't live without them now. You can never have enough blending brushes. And I got this from Sephora. It's a tool. I got it on sale. It's to separate your lashes when they're looking clumpy, and it's a metallic tool. I love it. I think everyone needs a tool like this in their life. It's a great investment. It was like $7, $6, and I use it a lot to separate my lashes and to make them look better. And lastly, this cream has been a favorite of mine. It's the Hemp Sweet Pineapple and Honey Melon Herbal Body Moisturizer. This I use sparingly because I can find it on Amazon, but I can't find it in store anymore, because I guess it was limited edition. But if you like pineapple, if you like fresh fruity scents, you should go get this on Amazon. And it's even cheaper on Amazon than what it was in Ulta. So just go get it. It's amazing. I'm gonna link it down below for you. Another favorite was my iPhone 7, the 256 gigs, because now I never run out of space in my phone. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I would definitely highly recommend it if you take a lot of pictures. I upload a lot of high quality pictures for my videos that I have to edit and everything, or for my Instagram when I'm doing fashion stuff. High quality pictures take a lot of room in your phone, and I used to have like a 16 gig phone. That was a nightmare because every time I would get the little sign, you don't have enough space, you don't have enough space, like erase your shit. With this, I don't have to erase anything. I erase it just out of habit. So yeah, if you have the chance to get a 256 gigs, or if you can get a 100 something like the one I gave my hubby for our first month anniversary, wedding anniversary, then just go get it because it will be amazing. That's if you work with your phone. If you don't, then you'll be fine with the 16 gigs. But if you really work on your phone and have a lot on your phone, you won't be disappointed with more space on your phone. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my favorites. I hope you let me know if you're gonna pick some of these up. I will repurchase these over and over again. And let's just pray that next year is gonna be better than this one, or it's gonna be as awesome as this one. And I'll see you guys. I'm gonna miss the US because we're moving to Colombia for about a year or so, but we'll keep seeing each other because I'm gonna keep filming my videos. I'm gonna keep making English and Spanish videos, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for this amazing year that I started really going into YouTube. Anything you wish for, I hope it comes true, and just write down below what your goals are for 2017. I would love to know. My goals are to graduate from law school, graduate from my master's, do more YouTube videos, and not buy that much makeup. I'm just kidding, I'm just lying. I'm always gonna be addicted to makeup and keep buying more and more makeup with the excuse that I have to try it for my channel. So yeah, guys, don't forget to follow me on my social media. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hope you have an amazing end of the year. Bye bye, guys.
So that eyeshadow has been So the Stila Kitten eyeshadow has been my favorite So the Stila Kitten eyeshadow has been my favorite to put on the inner corner of my I'm sorry, I still feel the same about the shop I think, in my opinion, it's fine because nobody likes chat, but I can mix it. Oh my god, can I speak?